Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Variant Cast. I'm joined here with Trent on this nice February evening. We're going to be breaking down that. So if you are watching the video portion of this, you should be able to see kind of the points that we're pausing. If you're not, don't worry. We are going to be explaining everything we're seeing here. So this is going to be the next Marvel movie coming out, obviously. And it, got a nice little 2.5 minute trailer drop. And we got the title drop instead of being Deadpool 3, as we've all been calling it for the last few years at this point. It is Deadpool and Wolverine, which not only separates it from the Fox films, but also puts Wolverine in the title of an MCU movie, which knew he was on it, but him being in the title kind of confirms that he's probably going to be there throughout the entire runtime of the movie, which is exciting. I kind of thought he might be a one-act guy where he's there for like Act 2 or something and maybe the climax, but it seems like it is a team-up movie through and through. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I love it. And I know that the director has been talking about getting together Ryan Reynolds. I think it's Sean Levy, who directed Stranger Things and also directed the Free Guy, the Ryan Reynolds video game movie. But right. He's been talking for a long time about, or he also directed Real Steel, the Hugh Jackman movie. So he's been talking a long time about getting Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds together in a movie. And it just seems like the perfect project for them to explore like their friendship, because I feel like they're great friends in real life, so it's going to translate great to on screen. And yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So the trailer opens up and you get looks like about 30 to 40 seconds of straight Fox universe. Starts out, he's got hair. You're like, what's going on? It looks like it's a toupee, and it later revealed it is a toupee. But the TVA basically shows up at his door, ready to prune him.
TVA looking a little bit different.
Looking a lot different. They look less goofy. I think the TVA in Loki, they were, I don't know, their uniforms, they look like little troopers, I guess I could. But these guys look like more military. Mm-hmm. And they just pull them through the standard time door. All of that kind of looks the same effects there. And that's kind of the open until you get to the Marvel logo, and then just standard like TVA boardroom. There's a guy that we've never seen before. So it seems like the TVA not only has been reconstructed, but it's also like been completely revamped. There's new people. And I wonder if this is Loki, maybe like why are these people here? I doubt he just pulled them out of timelines.
Yeah.
I think he'd have a different reason as to why these people are here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that it's definitely a different TVA, and maybe they serve a different purpose now. I saw some theories online that said maybe like there's a different Deadpool in a universe that's like trying to kill all the Marvel characters, and so they like picked him up out of a universe to like go try to track down that one to kill him or something like that. I could see something like that happening.
I could see that. I mean, it doesn't really, I guess it would be kind of strange if they would mess up the timeline further by pulling one out to try to stop this one, but I think that'd be fun. The Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, they're going to have to acknowledge that it's a different universe.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have to acknowledge there's no Spider-Man, there's no, like, Iron Man in the universe he comes from. And we're assuming he's coming into the MCU here.
Yeah.
So how does he get to the MCU of all things? And
maybe
would make the most sense that it's about that belt or whatever like device that he had at the end of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we kind of go from the TVA shots, which look similar to the interior of the TVA, but just slightly different.
Yeah, a little bit upgraded, a little bit more modern.
Yeah. The TVA always had kind of like an 80s kind of feel to it. Maybe I'm off on that read, but it still kind of does looking at it. They still have the old TVs. You get a shot of them looking at those TVs, and they're just basically playing like all the old Avengers movies. There's a scene from Iron Man, Age of Ultron, like the big team up shot that you get at the beginning of the movie, and then Thor Ragnarok for some reason, but
What I love about these types of shots in movies is just like, how did they get these like in universe? How did they get these camera angles?
I always think about that as well. I do like it when shows go the extra mile to try to make it look like a different camera angle.
Yeah,
I like that. But they didn't seem to. Looks like most of those are from the show. And there's also like, I think it's interesting because there's the first shot where they show what feels to me like him briefing him on the Avengers, right? Like, hey, here are all the Avengers. But then the second shot is all Captain America. It's all Captain America Winter Soldier, to be exact.
interesting.
So why would there be one showing all shots from Captain America Winter Soldier? The shots they have is where he fights George St. Pierre. I forgot what his name is in universe. The Leaper.
Yeah. Batroc.
The boat scene.
Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah, and then there's another where he's like jumping down, doing the hero landing at the end, and one of him in the elevator. And Ryan Reynolds Deadpool is saluting in this scene to Captain America. So it seems like this is not like a trailer kind of editing sneaky, and like these are gonna have something else on the screens for the actual movie. It seems like this is actually showing Captain America, so he's hitting it with the salute. So why is the question? Obviously, does maybe this movie have more to do with Cap messing up the timeline that has been heavily theorized, with him going back in time, living his whole life, and then being old? Maybe he has to go back in time and kill Cap before he lives his happy life, because that was messing things up,
Yeah, I think that it's interesting that those are all shots from Winter Soldier, because there's that other shot in the trailer where he's like in like a wintry forest, and that's in Age of Ultron takes place right after Winter Soldier, and the opening of Age of Ultron where that's set. That's interesting.
Right, and the other shots. Wait, going back here. We're going back again. We're going back to the initial shots where it's showing the Avengers, and you obviously get the Age of Ultron shot. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure the shot of Iron Man is also from Age of Ultron, though.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, so that's an Age of Ultron shot.
And the Ragnarok.
And then randomly Ragnarok. But that was taking place at the same time as Age of Ultron.
No, it's taking place at the same time as Civil War, not Age of Ultron.
Right. Not Age of Ultron. Okay.
That is very interesting.
But no, he left. He wasn't at the final battle because he left to go look for the Infinity Stones. So, like, it's not quite the same time, but it's, like, almost, I guess.
Because at that point in Ragnarok, Hulk is there on that bridge with them.
Yeah. So then you get more shots. You get the back of some bald guy's head.
Or is it the ancient one? That's the first thing I thought of.
That looks like the ancient one, yeah. Because their head looks a bit thinner. It's not like a big, bulky, thick bald head. It's like a thin, smooth bald head,
Yeah.
Big differences there. Ancient one would make some sense with it just being like timeline stuff. Also, maybe that could be an interesting little bit. They always talk about how they're like helping from the background, and obviously in game we got to visit the Battle of New York, maybe in this one we visit the Battle of Sokovia, and we find out that the Ancient One was there helping people as well, you know?
Yeah.
Could be.
Interesting.
Then you get a shot of Deadpool. It looks like he's in like the mouth of something.
Yeah, people are theorizing that's like a Deadpool, Dino Deadpool from the comics. Similar to how in Into the Spider-Verse there was a Spider-Man T-Rex.
Yeah, I could see it. I could also see it maybe being one of those big whale creatures that are like always there. Although I imagine those would look different.
Yeah.
On the inside, but who knows? I've never seen one. Then we get a cool shot of Deadpool walking into this like gala, upscale, gambling, and you see the classic haircut of Wolverine from behind, and that's like the big, not reveal, but little tease for what you're about to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then he says he's Marvel Jesus. So I think that line has more to do with the plot than I think a lot of people are paying attention to. Like, I don't know what it 100% means, but I guess maybe he's gonna
have to save the whole timeline.
Like, maybe he's like perceiving the TVA as gods. And they're like, hey, we're going to send you down. And he's like, so I'm Marvel Jesus? Like, I'm the one going down there kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Bit of ass slapping. Nice little suit up scene.
The Mickey Mouse's glove grabbing his crotch. That's nice.
Yeah. That was a nice touch. This snowy scene has to be like the fight before. In
Age of Ultron?
Yeah, no. Because there's like, okay. There's a scene in the snowy forest. This has to be from Age of Ultron. Like, it has the flipped truck, which I'm pretty sure is like an Age of Ultron flipped truck thing. So it looks like we are going back to the Age of Ultron kind of time. Then you see, is that the 20th Century Fox logo?
Yeah.
Buried in the snow. Actually, this isn't the snow, so they edit this to make it look like it's the same scene.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a desert.
Yeah, it's a desert. There's sand, so I think the snow is the Age of Ultron kind of flashback or back in time, and then this scene is probably going to be some sort of like land, like Badlands, or
that's what I was thinking. Almost like a Sakaar almost, but of like the multiverse is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like where things go, where it's just like they're like abandoned things that have no timeline or something like that.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. It's like once their timeline, this is where things go when the timeline ends or something like that.
Yeah.
So you get a nice little reload scene, him catching the mag in with the everyone. Okay. So then I'm guessing they go to another scene where it looks like there's the same darkness kind of thing from the Loki episode. If you remember when you meet all the like kid Loki, alligator Loki, there's like this weird like mist kind of thing. Looks like there's a similar effect here. As well as looks like motorcycles from World War I, like that Cap rides. World War II, maybe. That Cap rides in First Avenger. But also they could just be random motorcycles. But hey, it's not a trailer breakdown if you're not falsely attributing something to something else. Then nice scene of him breaking some bones and coming back before there's this really weird shot where you're back in like the desert and then looks like it might be a satellite shooting out, or I really don't know. There's a weird like sand raider, so it looks like there's a helicarrier in the background. Bunch of stuff going on here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is set up for Secret Wars, and this is maybe where they're going to be fighting instead of Battle World. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either.
Get a few more fast cut shots, just kind of going through. I didn't really notice anything through there. A nice shot of him in a car, seats pulled down, blood everywhere.
Returning character, everyone's favorite character from X2, Pyro, who was in it for 2 minutes. He makes his return.
See, I appreciate you saying that because I don't think I've watched X2 since it came out. And I was like 5, so or 4. I think it was like 2004. It was wild. So Pyro is in this movie for all the Pyro fans.
Love that.
And then you get the reveal that everyone's been clamoring for, even though we knew it was going to happen. It's different to see it in movement. And we see it in movement with a pretty classic shot. I think this will it's already been memed, but I think this will be the image everyone thinks of. Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
When they think of this movie, it's the shadow of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine standing over him. Then you see the claws come out, and looks like he is going to stab him in the gut. I'm guessing he's going to stab him in the gut and then like pick him up and like talk to him like that.
Yeah. That's usually
standard like Wolverine
that's
stuff.
How they meet in the comics.
Right.
Stabbing each other in the chest.
So yeah, that's the breakdown for Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of stuff there. I'm very interested to see, what direction they actually go with it, because I think this, out of any movie, you could have gone like the most varied routes with, but seems like what they're doing is what to be expected, but it's not super predictable, at least to me.
Yeah.
I don't look at it and I'm like, oh, I know the entire plot, but I also don't look at it and like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It's a nice little middle ground.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the previous Deadpool movies have been good about that too, of not revealing a lot in the trailers. And I hope that we get more. I remember marketing leading up to Deadpool 1 and 2. They always did like Deadpool React, YouTube videos where he would like react to different stuff. And there was like even a thing where he like Korg was on there, and it was like Korg and Deadpool, so they could easily do some more marketing or something like that. I could see that happening.
Right, because Deadpool 2 came out like right at the acquisition, right, or like a little bit after.
Yeah, it was like right after that. The acquisition was like announced, and then Dark Phoenix was released.
Right. Yeah, so I think we'll definitely get more of that. I could imagine just Korg as just coming back. Seems like Taika's down to do Korg whenever.
Yeah.
Like we were watching What If, and they didn't get all the voice actors back for What If 3, which fair enough. It's probably expensive enough. Or What If 2. But Korg was there. Taika was there.
Yeah. That man will do anything.
So yeah, that is that. I do like the way it's looking. I have some faith in this director.